Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you have an amazing time no matter where you are. I know there's tons of stuff going on when it comes to all part of the world, okay? I know that, right? As a matter of fact, everybody's involved. Everybody's having an impact on this emotionally or financially or politically. Let's stick with what we know in our life because things will turn around. That's always been the case throughout the history of time. Okay, so I want to focus on what you do at the best, whether that at your job or that you're handling something about your relationship right now. I want to focus on something that you can control and forget about everything else. That is all noise. All right, and things will turn around on a bigger picture. Okay, now with that out of the way, today I want to talk about a brand. I want to talk about a couple knives that I truly like, and I do highly recommend as well. And I think they serve as a really sort of a good bridge between you sort of entry to, I was going to say mid-tech, but sort of between the entry level knives to the mid-tech. Right? I'm talking about knives that costing maybe around sort of below 100. And before you buy knives costing more than 350 classic or of course 500, you want to dip your toes into the production and designer that really priced reasonably. Between that is sort of, I think 200-ish, which those two knives qualifies. I think the Fenrir, this one here, priced at just under 200 because this is on a sort of that mid-tier to higher end within the lineup of Fenrir. The Bulldozer, however, is also priced slightly more than 200 because this is sitting on that higher end within the lineup of Bulldozer. So if you got about 200, get focus here, right, guys? If you got about $200, you want to experience something good, you want to experience a brand that is reputable, you want to experience a design that is well spoken and well accepted within the community, and you don't mind getting a Chinese-made product because there are a lot of voices in the community that is purely focused on a US-made product. Knives, then I can highly recommend Kansepts. All right, now let's go with it. We're gonna do unboxing just to give you the whole experiences. The first one we're looking at is the Kansepts Fenrir, size 3.5 inch. The designer is Greg Sharp, model number K black, stonewashed, not the DLC. Is a PVD stonewashed CPMS 35VN. Titanium handle plus the carbon fiber scale or inlay, as you might call this. Okay, so we're gonna do unboxing of the Fenrir. Now, there's something I like about Chinese manufactured knife is when they're designing a product, all right, they really think about the whole experiences. I mean, look how nice it is. This is like an iPhone unboxing experience. It's just nice. It means that they put thought into it, right? Now, what we have here is, there you go. We have, what's this? There you go, right? Really nice. Talk about something about the company, all right? Warranty exclusions, things that, knife use and care, release agreements, all those kind of stuff that, they truly speak volumes when it comes to just the standard, right? Everything's about the standard. And plus, we're not talking about small batches of, mid-tech production. Now, I'm talking about something that you can buy right now, right? And that matters. You've got, look, if you travel, right? If the law allows you to travel with a couple of gears with you, how nice would it be just to carry a pouch like this? You have something that you carry, and you have this. Boom. Nice. I really like it, guys. I really like the way they do business. Look at the stitchings on the side, right? Beautiful. Not bad at all. All right. Put out of the way. And we have even the branded bag. And now, of course, we have the Fenrir here. All right. Let me get the focus right here. Just to give you guys some close up on the knives first. And then, of course, talk about 2-3 categories the way I see it. And then we're going to wrap it up to talk about the other Kansept, that is the Bulldozer. Okay. Just a bit of close-up down here. Give it a bit of close-up on the pocket clip. Give it a bit of close-up on the pivot. Thumb starts, pivot. There you go. All right, cool. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the design. Okay, now, So much fun. Now, I'm gonna get this. Now, the design of the Fenrir is extremely unique. There is nothing on the market that looks like it. Whether you're holding the handle, just having the blades out, or you place on a table like this. I've never seen anything like it. It gives me the impression that this knife was designed based on a philosophy of, of weight reduction, of lightness, of airness, of flexibility, of that effectiveness when it comes to usability of that blade. And it really speaks for itself because the handle, although this is not milled at all, so this is full slab of tie, right? Get the focus right here, guys. But there is a balance. There truly is a balance between the blade and handle. It is I was gonna say it's a piece of art because, guys, if you're asking a US-made company to do this, between the carbon fiber, and tie work. Sorry, someone was calling me. If you ask a company in US to do this, it will cost you north of $500 to begin with. Beautiful liner lock, very well transitioned all the way back. You've got a bit of space between the pocket clip. That is always nice. Milled out extremely well. And you have a very, I was going to say significant, but you've got a very handy pocket clip, that you always can grab it with force and take it out the pocket. And then deploy the blade to the usage that you might intend for. So I like the design. I like how the handle shapes are. I think it is very unique. You can actually even, I was gonna say you can tell something, you can't. But you can of course place on the table with the back laying down. Now, talk about the handle. The handle's fantastic. I like the blade. I'm not particularly I really hope, sorry, someone just messaged me. I really hope they would move these screws, make it disappear, because it will be just nice to see one, and then with the pocket hole, a linear hole, maybe 1, 2. This one is a bit of eyesore. It's just in my opinion, right? I like the pivot, just to finish the tie handle. I like the pivot. The pivot is simple, and shape-wise, it works well with the overall holistic view of the knife, as well as of course the thumb stud and the shape of everything else. Now we'll talk about the blade. Guys. All right, check that out. Let's talk about the blade. All right, the blade is beautiful and angry at the same time. You've got the Kansept logo here. You've got the designer's name. That is a Shop, Mr. Shop, right? That's the sorry, that's not his name. Model number, blade material S35. Yeah, and you've got hey, look at that, right? You've got the designer's logo here. That's the skeleton. Nice, right? Great shop, Fenrir. So I like how they sort of concise, right? Put all the information rather than in the middle of the blade, rather than on top of the blade, rather than, they put it very nicely at the bottom of the blade where things deployed. I like it. I think this is a good touch. Blade is nice, man. I mean, I like it. EDC wise, I mean, this blade is perfection, to be honest. It's just extraordinary. It's light. You know that you handle this thing, this is not going to be tip heavy. This is not a hard user. You're not going to use it to chop or do a lot of works on, in a very harsh environment. But for EDC stuff, this is perfection. Very skinny tip. You can get in any sort of situation. Very sharp blade. And I think it's just really perfection. And holistically, it works with the design of the handle. I like it. I really like it. All right. So that's from the design perspective. Secondly, we'll talk about at the eye of a collector, because again, majority of the knives that I own, I occasionally carry around. I occasionally use them. I carry them most of the time around my house. And that's all there is, because Australia, we don't allow to carry any sharp edge tool outside of our house and property, unless you have a specific lawful purpose to deploy, to use. Now, in the eyes of the collector, I think this gives me a 7 out of 10. Oops, nearly poked myself. Did I poke myself? No, I didn't. Because it's unique enough. There are a few different variants, actually many different variants. There are cheaper versions. There's even the button lock version of it. I bought this one with the support of Kansept because this one I think speaks what Kansept trying to do with this model. That is blending in the art of work, a work of art, to the utility of daily usage. And I think from that perspective, it is fantastic because just look, check out how many ways of deployments you can have on it, just from a eyes of the collector. You can do this. You can do some step. You can do reverse flip. You can do front flip. And you can do, I don't know what you call this, but I call it the spidey flip. It's so much fun, especially the spotty flip. I haven't had a knife that crazy as ergonomically comfortability level as this, which I love. So from a collector stability, from an eyes of a collector, if you got some money, if you got about $200 as a brand new, or maybe you shop on the secondary market between that sort of 150-ish, I think it will be a great place to start. All right, so that's the Fenrir. And the last thing I talk about this knife, of course, is the utility and function of it. I haven't used this. I mean, I think I cut some paper with it and maybe a couple envelopes. Of course, nothing shows on the blade. The quality of the stonewash is really well. It's really comfortable, guys. It's just really comfortable. This knife not commands authority, but this knife commands flexibility and really that sort of confident level when you're trying to get into something, right? Maybe a box, maybe a cardboard. Really pointy. You know, there's a lot of control with the tip of the blade. So you can do a lot of detail work of these blades, which I love. All right. And of course, Kansept is a great brand that they're gonna back it up. There's anything wrong with it, they will back it up for sure. Okay, that's the Fenrir. The second blade that we're gonna talk about is this one here. All right, that is the Bulldozer. This is the Bulldozer. 3.5, 6 inch, slightly longer than the Fenrir. The designer name is King Ning. Just look at the bottom here. This is a black tie coated blade. Sorry, a black coated blade. Of course, that's the CPM 20CV. A gray anodized titanium handle with the time musket pocket clip, as well as the pivot ring. All right, very similar style. Look how nice this pocket is. You carry two knives, you go to travel, or you sort of do a sort of road travel. You put this in the glove box and you use this. Look how, this is a perfection. You need two Kansepts and that can really do anything you want in life, all right? Now, just put it on the side. There you go, guys. There you go. I love this Bulldozer, man. This commands authority. I really like it. Front flipper only. I mean, it just commands such a presence when it comes to the overall shape of it. I like it a lot, the Bulldozer. I like it a lot. Right, now, number one, we'll talk about the design. The design language of the Bulldozer. Look how cool that is. What's the other knife that can do this that you in your collection? Right? Mine can do this. How cool is that? You just lay on the top and there it stands. It's like a flashlight. How cool that is, right? Beautiful. Design-wise, I like it. This is like a tank. Very squarely, but at the same time, it's sort of not over bulky, if you know what I mean, right? I like it. I think it's very unique. If you sort of using a knife like this, people will know that you're carrying something that's unique to this design. I like it quite a lot. All right, now, the design of the blade, it is very useful. This is like a sheep's foot. Massive, massive length on the blade, 3.5 inch. You can really do a lot of work with it. Nice bevel, very, very sharp, and at the same time, you have a very pointy tip as well. You've got good size of blade geometry. I like how strong the backbone is, so you know you can do a lot of heavy cuts with this. So this, in comparison to the Fenrir, you can definitely use this as heavy user without a shadow of a doubt. Now, we're gonna talk about the second point, that is the eye of the collector, right? Now, in the eye of the collector, this one I think commands about $230 US. Guys, if you can buy a secondary between that 150 to 200, go for it. I think this is really worth to have in your collection because how unique it is, how beautiful it looks, and with the price to value ratio, it is truly amazing. All right, it's truly amazing. You've got the blue anodized backspacer here with the blue anodized screws all around. You've got the gray titanium handle with that gray pivot. You've got, let me show you how good is that. They're Damascus now. Look at it, guys. Look at it. For a $200 knife, that is amazing, guys. That is truly amazing, all right? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right? If you ask a US company to make this, if you ask Benchmade, no disrespect for Benchmade. You go, Benchmade, make one of those for us. Kim In goes, Benchmade, make one of those for us. Benchmade look at it, says, okay, $650 minimum. And so that's where the value really comes in, guys, all right? Eyes of the collector, must have. If you got about money spare, if you see one of those pop on the secondary market, go for it. You will not regret. You will not regret, all right? Now, when it comes to utility and function of it, I think it's amazing. Very straight handlebar. It gives a lot of gripping area. Nice shipping on the top. Lot of space on the blade. The belly is massive. You can do a lot of heavy cuts with it. And you know what? From a deployment perspective, although it's a bit boring, you can only use one deployment. That is the front finger flip. But it works well, guys. And the action is drop shotty as good as anything else. All right. So there we go, guys. We've got two Kansepts. That is the Fenrir and the Bulldozer. Both of them highly recommended, whether that comes to retail, which is about between $200 to $230, or you grab one of them on the secondary market, you will be very happy with it. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Any questions about those two blades, please leave in the comment section down below, and I'll surely join the discussion. And without a shadow of doubt, I'll see you guys very shortly in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.